Welcome back to another installment of the Purple Rain podcast. Once again, welcome back to another installment, 175th. So it's only one person, Jonathan Ogden. Can't really go wrong with that legend, GOAT of the Purple Rain podcast. Thank you very much for coming through. And first and foremost, you can follow us on Instagram at the Purple Rain podcast. Follow this guy on Instagram, on Twitter at SuttonDef. Follow me on Instagram at simplyas10.prod and on Twitter at simplyas10. And most importantly, our sponsor, Manscaped. Father's Day, about 2 weeks away. You can go get him something nice for that special day, whether it be, the lawnmower, the weed whacker, boxers, a nice little travel bag. Use code PRP, 20% off and free shipping.
Yeah, and free shipping. I just saw Manscaped come up. They came out with a new product last week. I think it's like it's a what is it called? What do they call it? The little loofah things that you use in the shower, like little body scrubbers. They came out with one of those, and it looks super dope. It looks super dope, man. I mean, like super easy to hold. Because in the shower, holding different things might be a little bit tricky, especially with water everywhere. But this thing looks super easy to hold, super ergonomic. I'm gonna check it out for sure. I will definitely be checking it out, and you can check it out too if you go on manscaped.com, order and use our code PRP, save yourself 20%. And like my guy Alex said, listen, man, Father's Day is right around the corner. So I mean, that special father in your life, make sure you get him some Manscaped, man. I promise you, he will not disapprove. I promise you, he will approve. And use our code PRP, 20% off plus free shipping. All right, so Alex. We got a little bit to get into. Not a whole lot. We're in the bulk of the off season, right? The bulk of the off season. It's fucking June, excuse my language. Like, there's not a whole lot going on. OTAs are going on, and we're barely even getting media coverage of that, right? So news is kind of far and few between. But we did get a new receiver. A new wide receiver is part of the Ravens, Laquon Treadwell. Most recently with the Seattle Seahawks. Before that, had brief stints with the Cardinals and the Patriots, the Jaguars, lots of teams.
He's been passed around.
He's been passed around. 27-year-old Laquon Treadwell has been passed around. And it's not even because of like an I-word history. He hasn't been hurt a whole lot. It's just the fact that he hasn't really produced and, made himself a solid piece of an offense yet. So, Alex, I want to get your initial thoughts and reactions on this since the news literally just dropped like an hour ago. Since that we're recording this. What are you thinking?
I wasn't moved by it. Can't body. I'm not gonna get mad. It's like we know he's not going to be getting significant snaps as a receiver 1, 2, or 3, maybe not even 4. So I really didn't. It didn't move me like that. But it's a guy who maybe can show something in preseason or in camp, and he could have an impact. But I'm not going to sit here and over-exaggerate about it. Like, it's not – if this was last year, I'd be like, okay, well, he's going to start. He's going to start. He's going to be a starting receiver. Now I'm like, okay, I can sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. But how'd you feel about it?
Yeah, knee-jerk reaction for me. Honestly, I was kind of excited about it. I was kind of pumped about it. And, like, you might be asking, like Sutton, like, why are you excited about a receiver who's been passed around, like, a third of the freaking league and, he just can't seem to find a home? I get it. But listen, I think that this is more of a schematic fit than anything. It's not necessarily, he's our legit wide receiver 4 or wide receiver 5, It's more so look at what he brings to the table. And what I mean by that is look at his physicality. I mean, the guy's 6'2", right? He's a bigger body, physical. He's known for that. What do the Ravens like to do on offense? Run the football. What does it take to run the football? Physicality. And takes physicality from all of your players on the field, even the receivers. Now, I think that this is going to be indicative of him coming in and being a blocking receiver on a lot of different downs, to be honest with you. I don't really see him being schemed open and, all these things like that. I think that if anything, when we see Laquon Treadwell on the field, it's maybe a tell that we're running the football. Is that fair?
Could be. Now, that is a new offense with Ty Monken. But, hey,
sure.
I do see where you're going with that. I do. But, yeah, I mean, like we said, I'm not gonna say not like it's D-Hop, but at the same time, we don't need Treadwell to put up 50 catches. So it is interesting, but I think the ship has sailed for DeAndre Hopkins. I'll just get into it. I know we're gonna be asked
Yeah,
questions about it. I
yeah,
do not think we will be me acquiring him, or just actually signing him in that case because this kind of closes the door on that. Or even Demarcus Robinson. I would have been interested to see him back, but I guess this wasn't meant to be. Maybe money wasn't right.
yeah, yeah. And that's another thing too. We don't know the numbers on the exact cap hit that this is going to be from
Yeah.
Laquon Treadwell signing him, but again, man, I think that this is a net positive. It's a win for the Ravens offense because another thing, I think it alleviates the a little bit at least. It alleviates the need for guys like Odell Beckham Jr., Rashad Bateman, and Zay Flowers to be blocking more.
Yeah.
You know, the less that we can have them blocking, I feel like the happier they will be. I feel like they're the type of receivers who they want to catch the ball and they want to do something with it, right? So like they're not necessarily the receivers who want to block all day.
Yeah.
Excuse my dog in the background, but look, man, that's really what it comes down to me. I think he's more of a blocking receiver, and I think that's how we're going to utilize him. And I think this is probably a Todd Monken request, so to say, as well. I think that he is going to be drawing up a lot of plays this season where you see Laquon Treadwell maybe out in that X position, and maybe we're running like an outside runner. Maybe it's like for screens, those outside screens, like a J.K. Dobbins to, I don't know, an Isaiah Likely, whoever's out there, right? And then Laquon
Yeah.
Treadwell leading the way against the cornerback, whoever's there.
That'd
So,
be
yeah, I think that it's a net positive. We're just waiting on the cap hit. That's what we're waiting on right now.
Yeah, we are. And I honestly am expecting 1 year vet minimum, as crazy as it sounds. Shout out to you, Engraven. Thank you for coming through. Say shout out to
Yeah.
your dog.
Raven Ron says something that sounds like a big ass dog. Yeah, he's about 80 pounds. He's an American bulldog, so he's a big boy for sure.
Pulling left guard. I like
Yeah, yeah, he might be able to start. He might be able to start next season. Keeping it real in the house as well says what's going on, guys. What's going on? Keeping it
going on?
real. Your Miami Heat. They just won game 2, man. We're gonna get into that later too. Make sure you guys save up your questions. Listen, guys, this is a questions episode.
Yes.
So any questions that you have for us, whether it be about football, basketball, UFC, soccer,
Life,
any other sport you want to talk about, life, anything you want to talk about, you guys can ask us in this episode. That's what we're here for. Part of the, the Rain Gang give back, I guess, the subscriber experience, if you will. But back to Laquon Treadwell. I want to get what you guys are saying here in the chat. SG says signing Treadwell as a camp body when Demarcus Robinson is available. Side eye emoji. Not too happy about it.
Yeah. Maybe Demarcus Robinson is pulling a Justin Houston and waiting to sign closer to preseason, so he can maybe see the competition. Like an undrafted free agent, see if he would be starting for a team if they have anybody go down. I think that's what he's doing because he showed he can be a starting caliber receiver on a team. I mean, in the run first team, I thought he was pretty good for us last year. Not saying he was elite, but in our offense, did pretty good things.
Yeah, I remember Demarcus Robinson. He definitely did have a couple of good plays that helped us along that season. I do remember that, and I thank him for that. Not enough that I think it warrants bringing him back, which, kind of leads me to believe that we're getting Laquon Treadwell for a much cheaper deal, which makes sense, obviously. And I don't think that we necessarily need a Demarcus Robinson anymore. I think that we have more than enough at the receiver position now. I mean, with Bateman, with Flowers, with Odell Beckham Jr. just alone, Nelson Aguilar and Devin Duvernay, those are kind of like secondary guys to me at this point. But I don't think that Demarcus Robinson really had a place to really fit in because he's not nearly as good of a blocking wide receiver as Laquon Treadwell. So I think that we're getting a guy on a cheaper deal and we're getting something out of him that is actually a need right now in this, given time. So, yeah. Let me see. 99 YTU says there are not enough roster spots at wide receiver for me to care one way or another.
Good way to put it. I respect it.
Yeah, Daryl Turner says, yo, what's up, guys? What's going on, Daryl?
Yo.
Says, to me, Laquon is insurance. They'll probably have him on the practice squad just in case they need him.
Good point. That could be another. I know Benjamin Victor was on the practice squad all year last year. So kind of could be a fight of who, is that emergency receiver. Or let's say we have a rainy game or a snowy game or a cold game. Do we need a blocking receiver? Could call him up.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah. Let me see. Don C says, Alex and Sutton, what's up, guys? I made a
What's going
live
on, Don?
stream. What's going on?
Glad
The
you're here.
Don in
Glad
the
you're
house.
here.
Appreciate you for coming through, man. Manuel's College Channel says, D-Hop wants a great team with money, but the great teams do not have money right now. Oh, yeah. So, I mean,
Yeah.
speaking of, we heard that the Bills and Chiefs are reportedly out on DeAndre Hopkins. Each of them only having maybe like, what, $4 million in cap space combined
Yeah.
between the two of them.
Yeah.
So they can't really afford a D-Hop right now, not either one of them. So it's going to be interesting to see where D-Hop goes. But to your point earlier, Alex, I don't think he's going to be a Baltimore Raven, especially with this signing. This Laquon Treadwell signing pretty much slams the door shut on any DeAndre Hopkins hope, right?
Yeah. I can fully back that. Yeah. I would say it does.
Let's see. Balti Raven in the house. What's going on, Balti Raven?
Yo.
Appreciate you for coming through. Purple Rain Pioneer in the flesh says, just watch his highlights. Simply made. Not a bad pickup. What did you get from his highlights, Simply? I know you posted it already.
I mean, nothing crazy. He was kind of getting lost in double team. I would give him that. He would fight for the ball, which was nice to see. But I'm not gonna sit here and act like it's Anquan Bolden 2.0.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, but he has the ability to fight for the ball in the air, which was nice to see.
One thing that I read about him is that, especially back at his college, he went to Ole Miss, really good at 50-50 balls, right? And that's the type of receiver that we've been kind of wanting for a long time in Baltimore. And now we've kind of got some guys like that. I mean, Odell Beckham, we've seen him be able to do that. Rashad Bateman, we've seen him be able to do that. C. Greedy Williams, and other guys as well. But even Devin Duvernay last year had a couple of really good catches.
Yeah, Jackson Patriots.
Yeah, I mean, like I said again, I'm not really looking for Laquon Treadwell to come in and be that receiver who's getting not even 5 targets a game.
Right.
Throw him in on these long screen plays where we've got guys lined up outside. We're trying to get a convoy going in front of whoever's catching the screen pass. Throw Laquon Treadwell out there, bigger body, physical. Physical. That's what we need. We need. So I like it. I think it's a net positive. I really do think it's a net positive. I want to continue to get you guys' opinions on it in the chat. Listen, if you're not watching this episode of PRP Live right now, and you're part of the hashtag replay gang, thank you guys so much for joining this episode 175 of the Purple Rain podcast. Make sure you like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. It helps us out a ton. And let's keep rolling, guys. This episode right here is for you guys. It's for the Rain gang. So any questions that you may have, we're officially starting it right now. Any questions that you may have for us, drop them down in the live chat. And anything. I'm telling you, any questions.
Like the video. That too.
Please like the video. Like the video. I'll see. 99YTEU says Bateman was getting mad about touches before. Imagine sharing an offense with OBJ, D-Hop, Andrews, Flowers, Likely, and more. Well, when you put it that way, that's a lot of names, isn't it?
That's a lot of names, and there's only one ball to go around. That would be hard. I mean, that would be kind of like a good problem to have, but still would be hard.
I feel like as long as we're winning, then we're fine. I feel like the relationship, and this is why I was so happy to see, Rashad Bateman and Odell Beckham Jr. working out kind of as soon as possible, because the faster and the more that they build that relationship, I feel like the less resentment or jealousy they'll have for each other's success, right? So let's say there's a game or a 2 or 3 game stretch where Odell Beckham Jr. is getting a lot of the targets. He's the hot hand. We're feeding him, right? I don't think Rashad Bateman is going to, be in his feelings about something like that, because he knows that, hey, look, number 1, we're winning. Number 2, that's my boy out there. And number 3, it's Odell Beckham Jr. That's kind of like my mentor as well, So I don't really see those attitude issues coming from Bateman this year. What do you think?
And winning, I think, solves a lot of that. I mean, last year we did have our moments of losing games, and should have been a better year, but things happen. But at the same time, it's like when everybody succeeds, when you see somebody else doing good, makes you want to do good. So I think it's a good thing. But maybe not getting D-Hop, it sucks, but at the same time, it's not the end of the world. It's not like we're relying on him. We have other guys, thankfully, now.
Right. Yeah. So with that being said, let's go ahead and kick off some questions. Raven Ron with the first one says, over or under 800 yards for Zay Flowers in the 23-24 season. This is a good question. What are you thinking here? You know what? I'm just going to come out and say, under. I don't know where you're about to go with it. Were you about to go under?
Under.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, like you said no more than 2 minutes ago, there's only one football to go around. one football to go around. And I know that we've heard a lot of good things so far, and that's another piece of news I guess we can get into. A lot of guys are hyping up Zay Flowers, just out
Yeah.
of OTAs and whatnot. I mean, coaches, Lamar Jackson saying I was impressed with how you can stop on a dime, things like that. I really expect big things out of this kid, but knowing the Ravens, they're only going to give him a finite amount of opportunities.
Yeah.
Um, and in favor, they're going to give more opportunities to guys like, Mark Andrews, trying to scheme him open. I think that they're really going to try to get the ground game going just to kind of be like, just to throw everyone off. Because I think everybody's kind of preparing for a passing Ravens offense. And that's kind of like the narrative of the offseason for the Ravens. But I definitely think that we're going to come out, we're going to be running heavy, you know. Zay Flowers is going to get his burn. He's going to get his time in, but I don't see 800 yards. I see more around like the high 600s, right? Maybe high 600s, maybe 700s, but maybe not 800 yards because you still got a lot of mouths to feed, man. I mean, Rashad Bateman and OBJ are going to eat up a lot of those yards, but yeah.
Yeah, I see. Baltimore Ravens makes a good point. He said 17 games. So I know that it was a 16-game season, and I know he missed a couple of games, but I'm looking at Hollywood's rookie season. 46 receptions, 584 yards. He had a couple of big plays as well. I would probably go like 700 around that. If he does, Baltimore Ravens brings up Yak. If he is a Yak monster like advertised, I think he could hit over 800. But being safe, I would play the under. And I don't know, where Monken will view him in this offense if it really is an air raid. But also, I think we will be, run heavy. Let's say we're up by 2 touchdowns in the second half. We'll probably run over a couple of teams. So
yeah. Definitely agree with that. If we're leaning on teams, then I see less opportunities for guys like Zay Flowers for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So next question. This one comes from Baltimore Raven. Says, you think Justin Houston coming back this year?
Hope so. I hope so. I really do.
What do you have, like 9 sacks last year?
I think 9.5.
9.5. Yeah. I mean, not only does he give you the production on the field, and I'll say this about Justin Houston, he's not an all year round player, right? Like he's gonna give you maybe 3-4 games, like a stretch of games where he's really good. He's impacting the game in a really good way for the Ravens, but not throughout the course of a season. He's not really going to be consistent for you. And I can't remember his exact cap hit right now or what it would be this year. But because I think we're working with like 11 million in cap space before the season.
Yeah.
We still got a couple rookies to sign. I think Zay Flowers
is the only one left.
Oh, he's the only one left. Okay, yeah. So we should still have the money for sure, but yeah. You hear about Leonard Floyd going to the Bills?
Yeah. I think that kind of shows. I think that shows he's, they aren't getting D-Hop there. But yeah, that's a hefty price, I think. And Houston had a half sack more than Leonard Floyd, but age too, I think, goes in consideration.
Yeah, sure. I mean, in short, I'll say this: I would like to have Justin Houston back. Yes, I mean, veterans on the defense. We already lost Calais Campbell, right? I mean, losing another one, Justin Houston, and then maybe losing another one, Marcus Peters.
Traded Chuck Clark. I know it wasn't popular. I know it was popular to trade him, but at the same time, it is a leader. He's been on the team 5 years. So
yeah, I mean, I think that this can kind of lead into another question as well. I mean, who is going to be the leader on that defense this year?
I think if you're the highest paid off-ball linebacker in history, it has to be Laquon Smith. I mean, with the 100 mil, with the 100 mil, I mean, he was in Chicago, so I would expect for him to take that lead over here.
Yeah. I mean, going into your first full season, having a full off season with the team, and really understanding and what it means to play like a Raven and be a Raven. I think that having that experience under his belt from that first year will make it a little bit easier for him to step up into that leadership role. But we can only hope, right? I mean, because we definitely need that. We definitely need that leadership because we're losing Calais Campbell. We're losing Justin Houston, Marcus Peters. I remember I can count on both hands times where, those 3 guys are firing up the team, So the fact that we don't necessarily have that anymore on defense, hell, we really don't have it on offense all that much. Lamar Jackson, he's more of a lead by example kind of guy. And I know he said in press conferences in the past couple of weeks, especially since getting signed to all that money, he said, maybe I do need to be a little bit more of a vocal leader. And yes, he does.
Yeah,
We need somebody to be able to rally the troops outside of the coaches on both sides of the football.
correct.
So yeah, we'll see what happens there.
I think Odell might be a leader as well in the offense.
Mm,
I think I can see him, getting the receiving core and tight ends rallied as well.
yeah, yeah. We do have, let's see, got another question from Raven Ron says, will Lamar make it through an 18-game regular season? I mean, hey, man, Kodak Black meme, right? I hope
I
so.
hope so.
I hope so. You know what it
I
is? I
mean,
mean, it's
you
it's
get.
football.
I mean, I'm gonna have to sound like those talk shows, but highest paid quarterback ever. Have to.
Got to do it. Got to do it. I mean, football is unpredictable. So we
Mm-hmm.
really can't answer this question. Like, we really couldn't even be upset if Lamar Jackson went out there and got hurt throughout the season. We just couldn't be, knock on wood, right? But we just couldn't be mad at that. It's football. It's a dangerous ass sport. It just is what it is. Shoot, I hope that will Joe Burrow make it through an 18-game season?
Yeah.
Will
Yeah.
who's a statue quarterback? There's not a whole lot of them nowadays, right? Will Jared Goff
Herbert.
make it through an 18-game season?
Whoa.
Hey,
Whoa.
I had to bring up your guy. I had to bring up your guy. He was the only one that came to mind because Herbert's not really he's not really a statue though. He's mobile. He can move.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Statue.
Really, not a whole lot of them
You're
anymore.
right.
You look around.
I mean, Burrow runs me. I mean, it's like all the quarterbacks now they run if they have to, but it's not like
Yeah,
run first.
yeah,
Like Trevor Lawrence, he's run when he needs to. Burrow, he ran against us when he had to, broke out of the sack, and
yeah.
Raven
Shoot, at
runs his Derek
Clemson, they
Carr.
were scheming up runs for Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, let's take us some more questions from you
Oh,
guys. Let's see.
Aaron Rodgers, his toe last year.
A
He's not a
Rod,
runner.
yeah, yeah. Will he finish an 18-game season? We'll see. We'll see. The Don says, will Zay Flowers take over punt and kick returns, or Duvernay on kicks and Zay on punts?
I prefer Duvernay on kicks and punt. He made the Pro Bowl there for a reason.
Yeah, yeah. I'll never forget he took one back against the Chiefs, man. That was beautiful, even though we lost that
COVID
game.
ball.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Beautiful. Zay Flowers on punt returns.
I
I
don't
don't
like that.
see. Here's my thing. I don't believe in throwing first round draft picks into immediate harm's way. I don't really believe in that.
Yeah.
Like it's just I would rather see him do what we legit brought him here to do, what he was doing in college, like put him where he fits best. Like we don't have to just as a formality throw him at punt returner because he's a rookie and we just see
Yeah.
what he can do there. I mean, hell, maybe he's really good, right? But punt returning is just not you have only but so many chances to return a punt in the
Right.
game. You have a lot of
Right.
chances to catch a pass, and I feel like he can be more valuable catching a pass. What do you think?
And it's everybody running at you, and you're standing still, waiting for the ball to come to you. If you
Yeah.
don't fair catch that, you're gonna get lit up. And I know they talk about his size, and I just don't want to see him having a grown man, 200 some pounds, running him. And it's a guy who's trying to make the team. Maybe a cornerbacker could be a backup linebacker because Malik Harrison plays special teams with the. Imagine a guy like Malik Harrison running full speed at a guy like Zay Flowers.
Mm.
I wouldn't want that.
No,
No, thank you.
definitely
Not
not.
for my first
Especially
round.
if he gets caught at a bad angle. No,
Yep.
just not.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, I'd rather not. I'd rather not. Let's see. We got a question from SG here. It says, what do you think of Coach Eric Spoelstra yesterday? I thought him starting Kevin Love at the 4 and putting Jimmy on Murray was a huge adjustment. Yeah, I watched that game too. That game too was
I didn't.
very, very interesting. No,
I
man,
didn't.
I watched it from pretty much start to finish. Eric Spoelstra is a genius. He's undoubtedly the best coach in the NBA. If you look at what the Miami Heat are doing with the tools that they have, they should not be in contention at all right now. They
True.
shouldn't have beaten
I can
half the
back that.
teams that they did to get to this point. And the fact that they took out the Nuggets yesterday, and like you said, SG, making that switch, Kevin Love being at the 4, I want to say they did that because the rotation got a little bit out of whack because not Gabe, but Caleb Martin didn't start because he was sick yesterday, even though he did end up playing a couple minutes, had a clutch there at the end. But the main thing, Jimmy Butler on Jamal Murray, that was something that I was kind of thinking about going into this series. Even before game 1, I was like, when are they going to make that switch? Because I know they're going to have to. Jamal Murray is not the guy you want to mess with. Everybody focuses on Jokic, right? He's like the big bad monster, right? But Jamal Murray is like a snake in the grass. he will come up and bite you for 40 points like it's nothing. Just bombs away threes. Almost like he's like a watered down Damian Lillard, like a younger Damian Lillard almost, to be honest with you. So putting Jimmy Butler on Jamal Murray was, I think, a huge adjustment. That very, very last play where Jamal Murray could have tied it up with a three, Jimmy Butler poked the ball out of Jamal Murray's hands, kind of disrupting his flow a little bit, causing Jamal Murray to kind of, panic, take a 4-step back three. It was off. So I think that was a huge adjustment. I love what I saw. But what do you think about this series so far?
I have not watched it, unfortunately. I have been betting on it. Yeah, but I mean, they're hitting for me, but I do see that I'll tell you this one thing: if you bet, those boosts are a trap. All right, don't.
Yeah.
Don't. I don't know how to tell you. Like, don't. All right.
Yeah.
Because everybody in the oh yeah, Jokic will get a triple double easy. It was boosted last night. Guess what didn't happen?
The triple double. He just didn't have the assist. He didn't have the assist, and that was another thing. I mean, I think the Heat did a great job at manning up on their guys and really like being glued to their guys, making sure that Jokic can't just easily kick it out to a wide open 3-point shot and just rack up those assists. So they played a hell of a game. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead. We got a super chat donation. This one coming from Max Offit. Max ear to the street. Offit. What's going on, brother? We appreciate you for the super chat donation, making it absolutely rain here on episode 175 of the Purple Rain podcast, making a thunderstorm, man. There it is. Just for our guy, Max. Laquon, Treadwell, or Perriman is who you taking?
I don't think I would take Perryman, but I don't think he would ever come back to Baltimore, and I understand that. But I think he's had the better career out of the two. He had really good years with Tampa Bay, like when Jameis was there, throwing 30 for 30. I mean, if you would have told me he still would have been in the league after his rookie contract with the Ravens, I would have called you a liar. So he must be doing something right. I'll go Perryman, but just wouldn't fit with the Ravens.
Yeah, I'll go Laquon Treadwell. To be honest with you,
okay.
I mean, kind of for the reason that you said, could never be a Raven again. Just I just don't really see that. Like that it'd be like if Miles Boykin came back. How would you feel about that?
I mean, he's loving it in Pittsburgh, so
yeah,
Pittsburgh fans love him. The ones I've talked to, he's an amazing special teamer. So hey, I'm happy for him.
Yeah. Glad he found a home, happy home, right? Thank you so much again for your super chat donation, Max. We really do appreciate you, man. K-Dog, Mod K-Dog, that is to you, says smash that damn like button, man. Smash that like button, yeah. Helps us out a whole bunch. DG in the house says Roquan wearing number 0 is kind of fire. What do you feel about that?
I like it. It's going to take a little bit of adjusting to see him in it, but I do like it.
We got a question from Manuel's COD channel. Will Marlon kick a PAT this season? Did I miss something? Did he like kick one at a exhibit game or something?
Do we miss something? If we did, I mean, I doubt it. It's not going to be Justin Reed from the Chiefs. But that would mean like Tucker isn't good to kick, and I wouldn't want that. So, in preseason, I wouldn't mind. Regular season, I wouldn't Tuck taking him.
Yeah, just like Chad Ochocinco that one time. Yeah. 99 YTU says, does Ojabo get double-digit sacks this season? Over under 9.5 sacks.
I was fooled last year by Odafe Owe. I'm not going to be fooled this year. I'm going to go with the under. I do not think he gets double-digit.
You're not going to be fooled by
Ojabo, yeah. I said Owe would get 10+ last year, and it didn't happen. I know they're two different players, but I got to give this – it's going to be his first full season starting. I would like to see 7, but I'm not going to go double-digit. That's asking a lot, but I'm going to go under.
I really want to take the over. I really
drink the purple Kool-Aid. Do it.
I'm going to take the over. I'm going to take
drink the purple Kool-Aid.
Here's my reasoning. I feel like the Ravens defense gets off to a very hot start this season. Playing a couple of young quarterbacks, starting it out with CJ Stroud, right? I think that is a sack party. That's a sack party. I think Ojabo gets one of those, kind of starts the season strong, and then just kind of carries it on. And yeah, I think he'll end up with maybe, if not 10 on the dot, maybe like 11 sacks, I really think that he can be that guy. He's the most natural pass rusher that we have on our team. He's already turning heads in OTAs. We'll see what happens in training camp. I'm sure we'll get more, good news out of him. I mean, we did hear the same sort of stuff about Oweh, and like you said, it did kind of fool us for sure. But Ajabo, man, there's something about Ajabo and just kind of the way he gets off the line of scrimmage. And I
Yeah.
also know that his coach, his direct coach, his defensive coordinator, Mike McDonald, knows how to utilize him since he literally coached him at Michigan. So, yeah, give me Ajabo over double-digit sacks.
Okay, I like it. I like it.
Yeah. Max says, does Treadwell make the team? I think he does. I think he does as a depth piece. You know, a blocking wide receiver. We need that. We don't want these divas at wide receiver. And yes, I'm calling them divas because that's what they are. They've shown us that before. Odell Beckham Jr., Rashad Bateman, Zay. I don't really know too much about Zay Flowers yet. We'll see. But yeah. Let's block him for those guys.
I think he can too.
Yeah. All right. So keep the questions flowing through, guys. We'll take a few more here from y'all. So Chike in the building. What's going on? Chike says, will the Kansas City Chiefs be the first repeat Super Bowl champion since Tom Brady and the Pats in 2003 and 2004?
I think they have a good chance too. I think they make it. I'll be honest. I think they make it back. Yeah, I don't know. They have a chance, but I'm gonna say no just to be safe because it'll be hard. It's hard to go back to back, but I think they've gotten better. Like they've gotten better. I think defensively.
Yeah, they just don't have much of a defensive focus in Kansas City, man.
It works though.
It works because their offense is largely their defense. That's the thing.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's hard to. You have to be such in tip-top shape to repeat and get back to the Super Bowl. I think that with how much of a gauntlet the AFC is, somebody knocks them off this year. And here's my hot take: I think the Chiefs get knocked off early in the playoffs. I'm thinking divisional round.
Okay.
I'm thinking they get knocked off the divisional round, man. There's just too many. There's too many. I think that teams like the Jaguars take a leap this year. I think teams like the Chargers potentially could take a leap this year. The Bengals, I think, are continuing to get better and better as Joe Burrow continues to progress. The Bills, they're still not going anywhere. There's just the Ravens, of course. There's too many variables in the AFC for me to just come out and say, oh, yeah, the Chiefs will make it back. Yeah. The Chiefs will make it back. And if they had Tyreek Hill still, and they still had that kind of, that trio of Tyreek, Kelsey, and Mahomes, sure. And do you think Kadarius Toney replaces him? Not for me.
I like him, but not at Tyreek Hill level. And also, like, when they went back to back in 2020, when they made it back, like, they just fell flat. I mean, they didn't look healthy, and health is like the biggest thing. I mean, I know Mahomes wasn't healthy in the Super Bowl, but Toney got healthy at the right time. Defensively, they were getting healthy. Chris Jones was there. Frank Clark. They don't have Frank Clark anymore, and he, I think, is the postseason all-time leader in sacks. So I know he could always go back, but that's a big missing piece too. But yeah, that's a good point you make though about all the good teams. I mean, the AFC is just so loaded.
It's loaded, man.
It's not even fair.
And one of these teams are going to really surprise us this season, and hell, maybe it's the Ravens. Maybe we're the team, but like I said, it could definitely be, I could definitely see the Jaguars. They surprised me in the postseason last year,
Did you see the Madden, like simulation of like the 2023 NFL season and the Ravens were the 1 seed?
Oh yeah. I did see that.
Yeah. And they had us losing. Yeah. If the Ravens are the 1 seed and go 1 and done, you won't see me. I'll just say
we might have to take a couple weeks off the show.
Like, and as radical as that sounds, I would 100% be behind that because that would really alter me. Like, just
the type of pain and just hurt and frustration that would come from us being the 1 seed again and losing again in the divisional round to the Bills again. That would be just, oh man. Yeah, because at that point, you just feel like permanent little brother in the AFC, right?
Yep.
So I wouldn't be able to stomach that. Just admitted that. I would not be able to stomach that at all. Okay. Also, speaking of Madden, did you hear about the cover athlete getting announced tomorrow or Wednesday? I want to say it is.
Yeah. And it's supposedly Joshua Allen.
Yeah.
With all due respect, what has he done to deserve it? Me personally would have had Justin Jefferson on there making the one-handed catch. That's just me.
That's a good case.
I feel like that would have been great height, great cover, but they give it to the Moose in Buffalo. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it was an absolute no-brainer as to who they should have put on the cover. I mean, why not put the guy who came out of the NFC last year, Jalen Hurts?
That's true. That is a
It's
great
a
point.
no-brainer. I mean, like I can just see it now. Like any 12-year-old who knows anything about football and Madden could imagine Jalen Hurts in that green and white scheme being on the front of a Madden cover, and Jalen Hurts. I feel like the Madden cover athlete is supposed to be about a couple things, right? It's supposed to be, about success, achievements,
Yep.
right? If you got the accolades to back it up, then yeah, you deserve to be there. Number two, how explosive, how electrifying are you? Because Madden is a video game, right? So you want to be able to kind of promote that explosiveness, that electricity that you might be able to find in the game. Yes, you can get that from Josh Allen, but Jalen Hurts has the accolades to trump Josh Allen right now. I mean, he's been to a Super Bowl. He battled Patrick Mahomes toe to toe for 4 quarters and damn near won that football
Did
game.
everything he could.
Made the better throws than Patrick Mahomes in that game, in the Super Bowl. And why are we not giving him his flowers? By the way, not to mention, he would be the absolute perfect cover athlete when it comes to interviews, when it comes to this and that. He pretty much embodies everything that you want in a cover guy, in a cover athlete.
Yeah.
Literally everything. So it was a no-brainer for me. I don't know why they would put Josh Allen on there.
Just
but
that they love Buffalo, don't they? They
do
love
they?
love Buffalo. I feel like you can. I'll probably get. I probably not a popular take, but I'd rather have Kittle on the cover than Josh Allen. At least he has some personality. The
Yeah.
people's tight end. That would have been cool. But I can get behind Hurts, but I just would want to see Justin Jefferson. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like Justin Jefferson. I like that idea over Josh Allen right now. It's like, I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
I
like,
mean, it can't be Mahomes. He's already done it twice. He was
right.
last year.
Yeah.
I mean, Jared Goff on the cover would be pretty cool.
Yeah,
but
all right, let's move on. Let's move on. Baltimore Ravens says Mark Andrews lead in yardage, touchdowns. What do you think, bro?
Leading the team. I think he'll lead the team in touchdowns. In the league, I don't know. I don't think he'll lead the league.
And yardage, touchdowns make sense because I feel like he'll get a lot of red zone looks, but at the same time, I feel like defenses will know that in the red zone to kind of plaster Mark Andrews and maybe lead him into double teams, things like that. Excuse me, but he's that good of a guy, tight end rather. I feel like it won't really matter. I feel like he'll be close to another receiver, maybe an Odell Beckham Jr. if he can stay healthy.
Could be. Yeah.
Because Odell Beckham has those very quick releases, as do a lot of our receivers, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, Odell, Rashad Bateman, Zay Flowers. I mean, hello, like these guys are going to be getting open in the red zone. So I'm excited for Lamar Jackson, all those opportunities. But in short, to answer your question, Baltimore Raven, yes, I do think that he will lead the team in touchdowns. In yardage, no, but in touchdowns, yes. Okay. All right. Take a few more here. And you know what? Let's see. Baltimore Raven has another one. J.K. Dobbins over 400 receiving yards.
I'm going the under. I'm going the under.
Yeah, I'm going the under on that one too. For sure. Jabari Cruz Ellis says, you cannot trust the Chargers. We have not, or have we not learned? Yeah. After last season and that them getting come back on by the Jaguars, just completely embarrassing. Yeah. Alex.
Yes.
So I was this is a little bit unrelated, right?
Okay.
But I was online earlier today and I saw that Apple had a press conference today.
Yeah.
They announced a new product, right? And I wanted to get your opinion on this. I'm really into like tech and electronics.
You're good. No, you're good. You're good.
For you guys watching, but they're coming out with like this virtual reality kind of headset thing, but it's different than all the other virtual realities because like it's like glass, so you can see through it, right? So you can put it on, you can still see like all your surroundings and whatnot. But when you put it on, your operating system kind of pops up in your face, like in your living room space.
Yeah.
So if you put it on, you're gonna see all your apps right in front of you. You can put on a movie and make it as big as you want. It's like VR.
Yeah.
It's really cool. You can FaceTime all that. Did you see it?
I saw it. I did see it. Kind of scared of it.
Scared?
I mean, that is. I know it's technology. I saw the price. I would definitely not be investing in it, but that is a really cool concept. Because I feel like it's cool. I'll say that. I didn't do too much. I just saw pictures online. I would probably have to watch the full unveiling display, but it is a cool concept. But it's Apple, of course. Of course, it's Apple. Why wouldn't
Yeah,
it be?
yeah. I
But how
think
do
it's
you
a
feel?
very cool concept. I mean, it's the future. It's the future. I mean, it's only a matter of time to where we're getting like virtual reality and like let's say like our cars, things like that. Like it's
Yeah,
built into your windshield, right? Like you can see like say you're on GPS maps, right? You pull up maps and you're trying to get somewhere. The freaking operating system is built into your windshield, right? So like you can literally see it tells you on the ground like which lane you're supposed to be in. You
true,
know, things like that, which
true,
turn you're supposed to make, just making it so much easier for you.
true.
I feel like I'm excited about it because it's just, it's gonna make our lives more convenient in the future. But we got to be careful, especially with the when it
Yes,
comes to the artificial intelligence stuff. That's where you got to be real careful.
yes.
But we'll leave that topic for another day. We do have another super chat donation, and you guys know who it
Oh my
is.
goodness.
Baltimore Raven pulling up from the Purple Rain parking lot per
Yeah,
usual, man.
from the
Making it rain here, making an absolutely
thank you,
thunderstorm on this episode 175 of the Purple Rain podcast. Thank you,
thank you.
Baltimore Raven, saying thanks. He's thanking us for the stream.
We're thanking you.
We're thanking you. We're
We thank
thanking
you.
you. Yeah. We appreciate you, Baltimore Raven. We appreciate you so much. Thank you for your super chat donation. Everything that you do for the stream, constant donations, constant support does not go unnoticed. We
Much love.
appreciate you, brother.
Thank you
Much
so
love. Much
much.
love. Purple Rain Pioneer right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, thank
Purple
you,
Rain
man.
Pioneer. Okay. Let's see. Daryl Turner says, low key, that concept does sound awesome. How much did they say it was going for? It's going retail for, I believe, $35.99. It's about
Okay,
$3,600 is what it's going to run
3600.
you to get one of these guys. And rightfully so, almost, because there's a lot of
Yeah,
technology built into the thing. If you haven't seen the trailer for it, the keynote, go check it out for
yeah,
yourself because it's something different. It's innovative, I will say that. And a lot of people are mad that they don't do a whole lot with the iPhone anymore, but it's like they've kind of done everything that they
yeah.
kind of can do, right? And they know we're going to buy it anyway, or whoever's going
Right.
to buy it, they're going to buy it anyway. So
Yeah,
I like that they're doing something new for sure.
yeah. I mean, I do too. Because like you said, like what else can you do with the iPhone?
Yeah,
What like seriously, what else can you do? So they already added the whole like stuff with FaceTime, um, texting, and like editing messages, deleting messages. So
yeah,
what else really is there?
right. Really not much else at all. Let me see. All right, so I think we're going to go ahead and
Yeah.
leave it there for the questions in this episode of the Purple
Thank
Rain
you.
podcast, episode 175. Thank you guys so much for coming through. Just hanging with us. We really do appreciate it. Make sure you guys like the video before you get out of here. Subscribe to the channel as well. And listen, if you're part of the hashtag Replay Gang, we
Hmm.
appreciate you guys. Make sure you like the video and leave your comments down below in the comment section because we do like to
Yes.
get back to those as well. One more shout out to our guy Balti Raven, man. Balti Raven
Love.
always coming through, always
Much love.
showing up,
Thank you.
showing
Thank you.
love, man. We appreciate you, brother. The Don even shouting him out as well. The Don, we love him. We love all you guys. We shout out to the Rain Gang, episode 175. You can follow me on Twitter or Instagram at Sutton Def, just like you see over here. You can follow my guy Twitter or follow my guy Simply as 10 on Twitter at Simply as 10 on Instagram at Simply as
Yes.
10.prod. I said follow my guy Twitter. It's not Elon Musk. No, I'm not
Yeah.
friends with
Yeah.
Elon Musk. But you can find this guy on TikTok at
Ah,
Simply as10.
TikTok.
My favorite outlet of his personally.
I saw your house. I saw what you posted on TikTok. It was very soothing. Very
I'm
soothing.
trying to do a little
I liked
something,
it.
break my
Little
way into
food
the
review.
TikTok.
Day in the
Yeah,
life. I liked it. I liked it.
a little something, You can also follow me on TikTok at Sudden
Yeah.
Death,
Not enough crab on the crab fries. That's the one thing I took from there.
Yeah,
I want
not enough
more.
crab
I
at
would
all.
want more crab on there.
Yeah, for sure. I was definitely left wanting more. But also, like my guy Alex said, to open up the show, you can go on manscaped.com this Father's Day. Save yourself 20% off your dad's order if you use our code PRP. You get 20% off, plus you get free shipping as well. So make sure you take full advantage of that as this Father's Day is getting closer and closer. We're T-minus 2 weeks. T-minus 2 weeks, guys. So make
Come
sure
on
you
now.
go ahead and get those orders in and use our discount code. With that being said, thank you guys so much for coming out to this episode. But I'm going to let my guy Alex take us out.
Thank you for coming through to 175th episode of the Purple Rain podcast. Manuel's COD channel says, thank you for the stream, guys. Check your mental health and your loved ones. Cannot stress that enough. Thank you, Manuel. And like K-Dog says, and as always, stay positive, test negative, and one more thing.
Yeah, and never ever forget to call God, even on the rainiest of days.
Yes.
We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.